It's time for the Pierce Flooring Report. Now, here's KRTV's Art Taft.
Welcome once again to the Pierce Carpet Mill Outlet Program, and Craig Roberts and I are actually in the linoleum department, and we're actually sitting on linoleum, so we must be talking about linoleum today.
Yeah, that's what I thought. A good subject to talk to today would be about linoleum. Linoleum actually is the very first product that George R. Pierce started carrying in his stores back in 1939. He had a Willys Jeep dealership, and he decided to put some linoleum over in the corner. So linoleum was invented in 1865, and it's spent more than 100 years in kind of its same category. It was just a low budget product, and at about 1965, they actually started making some innovations in it and started bringing it out in a PVC form or a poly form.
All right, and I know that a lot of folks in Montana that after the dirt floor came the wood floor, and after that came linoleum. So we know it's been around quite a while, but
yes,
what we probably don't realize is all of the innovation and changes in technology in developing this. Now, we have some modern day manufacturers that are really bringing it into the, as we say, the 21st century. So let's talk a little bit about the differences. You have some felt back products, you have some fiberglass back. What's the difference?
Yeah, well, in the 1960s and 70s, maybe even all the way into the 80s, felt back or paperback, a lot of people that have ever seen some of their linoleum or vinyl, sheet vinyl we like to call it, in their parents' houses, and if you've ever looked at it, it's got kind of a paper backing on it. It's stiff, doesn't have much features to it. We still have some of that, but that's on your lower end line. In about the last 10 years or so, the manufacturers such as Armstrong, Mannington, IBC, they have come out with a fiberglass backed product. That has allowed them to make the product thicker, stronger, more flexible. It gives it a more embossed look, a deeper, richer look. Customers really like that.
Now, I know that one of the things that you guys are very proud of is your installation process there, and you have an installation manager that oversees all of the installations. So it's not like you just walk in and say, well, I need a sheet about this by this big. It has to be professionally measured because there's various things we need to know about the installation process.
That is correct. Sheet vinyl for many, many years was only available in 6-foot widths, eventually 12-foot widths. Now with some European manufacturers that have come to the United States, like IVC, they've brought their metric sizes with them at 13 feet. But the real problem is the average customer has a room that they go out and measure, and they think that they can just drop this stuff down.
Right, just cut a pattern, and there it goes.
There it goes. And the problem with that is you have pattern matches. Sometimes these pattern matches are as large as 4 feet, scrap you're going to have to scrap out. If you don't know that it's that big of a pattern match, you're going to undercut, you're going to undermeasure. So our professional installers, our team here, our salespeople go out and measure your floor. They anticipate whether you should be using a 13-foot wide good or a 12-foot wide good to get the least amount of scrap out of your project and the least amount of seams.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the brands. We have about a minute left here.
Well, Armstrong, of course, is probably the most popular name. Everybody has heard of Armstrong. You can see we've got it in the background here. We love Armstrong. They have literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of styles and color combinations. Another manufacturer, of course, is Mannington. And one that a lot of people have heard about before is Congoleum. But the one that we sell, probably the most prevalent in our store right now, is a European manufacturer opened up a plant in Ohio, so American-made product called IVC Flexitech.
And I think we're going to have to talk about that in another program because other than our Pierce promise that they're going to beat anybody's price, that's the end of our program for today.
You've been watching the Pierce Flooring Report.